Oh, he's the shove-it man!
Happy Hawksmas to one and all. The Hawk brings a special Christmas treat to you all this year. Let's close out a horrible year with our first ever A on Ring of the Hawk. Or at least I expect it'll be an A. I'm pretty excited for this one. It's Chris Jericho in ECW. Don't be too hard on me for the chronological order and whether it was a main roster match or not. I have no idea. If it's on the network, I'm counting it, so shove it. And of course, if you know a wrestler who can do the J-O-B to the H-A-W-K any night, any day, ha ha! Shove their name in the comments, Jack! Alright, let's do it. Chris Jericho, a bit of the bubbly, or was it ugly? Match 1, Chris Jericho vs RVD. It's funny to see them both looking so young. I honestly have no idea if this was a TV match or not, but whatever, I'm intrigued. Chris Jericho is introduced as Lionheart and gets a big ovation considering it's his ECW debut. Bit of a botch in the early going. That's something of course that the ECW fans tear apart. Jericho gets a 2 with a dropkick. He's working as a heel here, and of course he has a go at the ref. RVD is so floppy and kung fu like here. Honestly, it's overkill. He looks a bit goofy. He jumps onto Jericho on the outside. RVD hits a thrust kick and follows it up with a leg drop, but can only get a 2. RVD tries to follow it up with a split-legged moonsault, but Jericho gets his knees up. Slaps are exchanged and Jericho turns RVD inside out with a clothesline. Jericho continues to dominate and gets a 2 with a powerbomb. Lots of pins here. Cool move up next. Jericho hits a dropkick with both men on the top rope and RVD spills to the outside. Jericho then tries to springboard to the outside but slips and just about catches Rob. Jericho suplexes Rob back into the ring for a 2. RVD takes Jericho to the outside and hits a moonsault off the guardrail. Nice move. They both then have a bit of a bad looking fight over a steel chair. I think Rob was trying to hit the Van Daminator but Jericho messes it up. Rob then manages to hit him with it seconds later anyway. Rob lures himself out of the ring onto Jericho. Not seen it done like that before. Both men are looking pretty tired now. In the ring, Jericho hits a very high angled backdrop, ouch, and follows it up with the lion salt for the 3 to end the match in 10 minutes. A pretty nice debut. I think he looked better than Rob did. The match itself was a little bit botchy, but it entertained me. I'm giving it a B. And even if it wasn't a main roster match, I don't think it's going to matter in the grand scheme of things. Match 2, okay, this one definitely counts. It's Cactus Jack, who looks like he's already been smacked one, versus Chris Jericho. This is Jack's second to last ECW match and he's billed from Stamford, Connecticut as a bit of a rib because he's leaving. The Blue Meanie and Stevie Richards are in the ring and invite Mick Foley to do the Fargo strut with them. Why does everything I watch at the moment have to involve Jackie Fargo? Jericho hits them anyway and the match is on. Jack misses a leg drop and Jericho hits him with a drop kick and flips him off for some reason. Jericho is really outpacing Foley and sends him to the outside. Jack gets back in the ring and hits a clothesline in the corners to slow Jericho down. Chris has to continue fighting all 3 men and the crowd are reacting really well to him. Jack almost knocks himself out on the ring pole, but it will take more than that to keep this guy down, and he starts working Jericho with a steel chair. This match is really a clash of styles, and just to demonstrate that, Foley takes Jericho down with a simple punt to the chin. These tights that Foley is wearing have to be the ugliest pieces of trash I've ever seen. Jericho gets hung up in the Tree of Woe as Foley crashes into him. Cactus throws Jericho into the crowd and he looks like a caged lion. Jack suplexes him out of the crowd with Jericho's ankle smacking the guardrail. Foley gives Jericho a chair so he chucks it at his face and hits a hurricanrana from the top onto Foley. Jericho follows that up with a lovely splash from the top but he can only get a 2. Jericho charges at Foley who gives him a bad looking pile driver. Foley follows this up by sending him to the outside for the 50th time. Jericho suplexes him on the outside. There's no clear advantage for either man in this match. Back in the ring, Foley hits a second pile driver, but Foley is so busy laughing he can't pin him. After he's finished giggling, he makes the cover, but Jericho kicks out. Out of nowhere, Jericho hits a bridging German suplex and pins him for the 3. Another good match, and it was an interesting clash of styles, giving it another B. I'm still waiting for a match that blows me away though. Match 3, Lionheart Chris Jericho versus Taz with Bill Alfonso. Wow, it's only been 3 matches and all of Jericho's opponents have been ECW legends. They certainly had a lot of faith in him to perform. Taz had such a unique look back in 1996. He even had a bit of hair. Jericho starts to show his heel persona as he messes with Bill Alfonso. Taz locks on an armbar whilst Bill Alfonso screams in Jericho's face. Taz seems to be winning in the early going until Jericho hits a German suplex of a bridge. He only gets a 2 count. Taz tries to recover on the outside, but Jericho lands a dropkick. Alfonso blows his whistle with annoyance, but Jericho throws himself onto the outside onto Taz. Jericho brings him back into the ring and hits a top rope splash for another 2 count. Jericho really has Taz's number and hits a lion salt for yet another 2. Taz finally gets some offense in as he hits a Northern Light suplex for a 2. Jericho kicks him straight back down. Y2J climbs to the top and Taz thinks he has him with a suplex, but Jericho lands on his feet. Beautiful. Jericho runs straight at Taz, but Taz catches him with a suplex and lands him straight on his neck, Jericho screaming in pain. Taz even hesitates with the attack. The referee decides to throw the match out, and he rings the bell. But Jericho isn't happy about it, and the ref restarts the match. Taz immediately drops him with a suplex. Taz then locks on the submission and Jericho taps out. The small orange man refuses to let go of the hold. The bell is ringing and everybody's trying to stop Taz. He only releases it because Brian Pillman runs out. This is a cool visit back to their history in Canada. It's chaos and everyone is fighting. Excellent match. It needed some more time, but it protected Jericho because he was winning until he landed badly on his neck. Oh, by the way, somewhere during the chaos, Taz was DQ'd, so Jericho is undefeated in ECW. For atmosphere and big fight feel, I'm giving it a B. Needed a bit more time. Well, we're 3 matches in and we're keeping a good pace with New Jack. In fact, we're slightly ahead because his hilarious promos hadn't started at this point. Match 4, Lionheart Chris Jericho versus Taz with Team Taz and Bill Alfonso in a shoot fight. Bill Alfonso is handcuffed to Todd Gordon. Taz immediately tries to hit a German suplex, but Jericho lands on his knees. Taz tries another suplex and Jericho reverses it into an armbar. Jericho hits a German suplex. For some reason the referee is in a kung fu outfit. On the outside, Taz's training partner, who I've never heard of, kicks the referee and frees Bill Alfonso. Fonzie hits Jericho with a chair and Taz locks in the Taz mission. For some reason, Super Kung Fu referee misses it. It's then revealed that the referee is in cahoots with Taz. This match is an F. There were so many random characters, I've never heard of half of these guys or seen them before. None of it made sense. It was all going so well. Match 5, Chris Jericho versus Mikey Whipwreck, or if my computer wrote Mikey Shipwreck. Mikey starts out with a drop kick with authority in the corner. Both men start fighting on the top rope and Jericho drop kicks him to the floor. There's no ring mats out there. Jericho follows that up with a springing shoulder tackle. Back in the ring, Mikey drops Jericho on his face for a 2 count. Mikey then dodges a charging Jericho and sends him to the outside. Jericho has a chair, but Mikey goes under him and drops him on the ring apron. He sends Jericho into the crowd and he climbs back into the ring. Mikey hits a beautiful senton out of the ring and clears the guardrail to hit Jericho. I'm struggling to keep up with the pace of this one. Back in the ring, Jericho hits a suplex and a lion salt, but Mikey kicks out. Mikey hits a Frankensteiner and has a nice pin, but he can only get a 2. Jericho catches Mikey on the top rope and hits a lovely double underhook suplex for the 3. A really close, hard-fought match. After the match, the crowd are doing dueling chants. They hug it out after the match. I enjoyed it. I'm giving it a C. Match 6, Chris Jericho versus Too Cold Scorpio. Sorry about this stupid ECW fan cam overlay on the video. This is how it was originally broadcast. Not one of those ideas that particularly revolutionised pro wrestling, is it? This was actually on TV though, so it counts. Jericho hits a spinning back kick and an arm drag and Scorpio bells. Back in the ring they have a test of strength. Scorpio then misses the follow-up dive to the outside. Back in the ring, Scorpio hits a tombstone pile driver and dives from the top with the bomb and covers him for the 3. It was fine, but it was probably the weakest match so far. It's a D. Match 7, ECW Hardcore Heaven. It's the ECW television title. Chris Jericho versus the defending champion Pitbull number 2, who is accompanied by Francine. Oh great, I hope I don't need the hawk sensor. She looks miserable. Actually, I think that's her natural expression. So we've got a power versus speed matchup here. Pitbull throws Jericho straight out the ring to demonstrate my point. Jericho misses a drop kick but hits a spinning heel kick. He tries to follow it up but Pitbull slams him. Number 2 hits a second slam and gets a 2 count. Pitbull number 2 hits a gorilla press into a tombstone. Damn, never seen that before. That move is most certainly banned in the WWE. Somehow Jericho kicks out. Jericho is really getting beaten here and Pitbull drops him face first. The ball from the pit whips him into the corner and stacks him on his shoulders, but Jericho rolls through the victory roll for a 2 count. Jericho boots him in the head, but Pitbull gets up. Jericho is unable to take him off his feet, but the Pitbull is busted open. The big man tries another throw, but Jericho reverses it into a Hurricanrana. Lovely. Jericho sends Pitbull to the outside and he seems to be struggling. Jericho lets him back in the ring but kicks him straight back out. Jericho with a lovely move of beauty as he hits a springboard moonsault to the outside. Pitbull didn't like that, so gets a chair. Look how terrified Jericho looks as Pitbull wallops him in the head. The crowd love Pitbull number 2. They do the Rick Steiner dog bark gimmick at him. They get back in the ring and Jericho hits him with a top rope dropkick for a 2 count. Jericho slaps the hell out of Pitbull number 2 and nails him with an enziguri. Pitbull kicks out though. Jericho screams, "Come on baby," and Jericho charges at Pitbull, but he drops our guy on the ropes, Waylon Mercy style. Jericho kicks out. Pitbull number 2 forces Jericho onto the top rope and hits a super fall away slam. Great match right here. Shane Douglas then walks out looking like one of the hot shots. He forces a kiss on Francine. Pitbull then accidentally takes her out. Jericho tries to dive on him, but he only catches Shane Douglas. The match carries on. Jericho jumps from the top, but Pitbull number 2 catches him with a powerbomb that almost went wrong. Jericho hits Pitbull with a Samoan drop. You know, I hate it when smaller wrestlers try to do the Samoan drop. It should only be reserved for Samoans and fat guys, and Jericho is only one of those. Jericho tries a lion salt, but Pitbull catches him. Then there's a botch. They keep reversing the tombstone piledriver, and Jericho ends up on the outside. I'm not sure what they were going for. Shane Douglas is stealing the TV title. I'm sure that might be relevant later on. Jericho dives from the top again, but Pitbull power slams him for a 2 count. Jericho then gets the big man on the top rope and goes for a hurricanrana, but Pitbull reverses it. Wait, no he didn't. Jericho hits it and covers him for the 3. Damn, Jericho is the new ECW TV champion. Pitbull shakes Jericho's hand after the match and gives him the belt, and he warns off Shane Douglas. Great match and a feel-good moment. Shane Douglas is such a goon though. This is Chris Jericho's first title in the United States. I have to give the match an A. There were a couple of botched moments, but it was amazing and the crowd loved it. Anthony Durant, Pitbull number 2, passed away from a drug overdose in 2003. He was found dead with his girlfriend and 2 small children who were luckily okay. Damn, I really enjoyed his work in this match. Sorry to put a downer on things, folks. The show must go on though. Match 8, Heatwave 1996. I've heard good things about this match, but it's my first time watching it. It's a 4-corner elimination match for the TV title. I have to say, this episode of Ring of the Hawk has surprised me for a different reason to how good it is, because I expected it to be good. The thing that I didn't expect is the way that Chris Jericho is portrayed by the WWE and ECW. It's like Jericho was just here to have cruiserweight matches with the usual crowd. Not one of them have been in sight. Jericho is firmly in the ECW midcard, in fact almost the upper card. Okay, so it's Chris Jericho, the ECW TV champion, versus Too Cold Scorpio, man I love this guy's entrance, versus the hotshot Shane Douglas, versus Pitbull number 2 with Francine. Shane Douglas hits the Pitbull in the face with a steel chair straight away. Jericho and Scorpio start out the match. These guys are so fast, don't blink. They're pretty even until Scorpio kicks Jericho in the chest. Scorpio slams Jericho and gets a 2 count on a somersault leg drop. Jericho hits a tiger bomb for a 2 count and then he puts Scorpio into submission. Scorpio reverses his submission into one of his own. They exchange chops, but Scorpio has enough and kicks Jericho down. Shane Douglas gets the tag and tries to hit a suplex, but Jericho reverses it. Jericho gets a 2 count on Douglas and then he hits a dive into the ring. Jericho wants to tag out, but Scorpio isn't interested. He starts kicking Shane in the corner instead. Jericho and Shane have a slap off in the ring and then Jericho kicks him down and he follows it up with a lion salt to Shane's back. Jericho finally tags out after about 10 minutes of action and now the Pitbull's in. Douglas is scared to go near him and he bails out the ring and the crowd chant puss at him. Jericho eventually gets back in the match. He hits a dropkick on the Pitbull and he looks out of it. Number 2 fights back with a huge back elbow. Jericho tries to go for a leapfrog, but Pitbull slams him. Hasn't he learned anything from that Pitbull match? You just can't dive on him. He will catch you and hit you with a power move. Jericho hits a German suplex for bridge, but the Pitbull's legs are on the ropes. Jericho tries another hurricanrana, and the Pitbull powerbombs him. Surprise, surprise. Pitbull tags Scorpio in. Jericho catches Too Cold on the top, and Jericho wheels off a hurricanrana from the top. The franchise tags himself in, but he can only get a 2 from Jericho's move. Douglas continues to run from the Pitbull. Jericho gets the tag and rolls up the Pitbull for a 2. Jericho tries a float over in the corner but completely messes up. The big man hits a vicious powerbomb on Jericho. Scorpio works Jericho now and hits a double underhook suplex. Jericho bails to the outside. Back in the ring, Jericho hits a DDT and tries to tag out, but Shane won't tag him, so he tags Pitbull instead. Pitbull and Douglas are fighting on the outside, so Jericho randomly dives on top of them. Scorpio feels left out, so he also dives onto them. Jericho and Scorpio fight in the crowd and plenty of people offer them a steel chair. The cameraman completely loses them and then he just gives up. They eventually return anyway. Pitbull presses Douglas above his head and then out of nowhere Jericho dropkicks him. Jericho puts Shane in the figure 4 and he nearly gets counted out. Jericho eventually breaks the hold because Douglas just won't quit. Scorpio gets the tag and Jericho tries to hit him with the lion salt, but Scorpio kicks him in midair. Too Cold hits the powerbomb and dances around with happiness. Scorpio turns his back so Jericho kicks him and suplexes him. Everyone is getting so distracted by Shane Douglas here, but Jericho tags him and then Shane Douglas tags him back. Scorpio hits a tombstone and Scorpio follows that up with a tumbleweed leg drop and pins Jericho for the 3. After 27 minutes, Jericho has lost the TV title. He was the first elimination. It was a bit of a transitional reign, wasn't it? Where I'm from, we call that going from Dorchester North to Chetno on the train. Anyway, I'll sum up the rest of the match because we've stuck with it this long. Pitbull eliminates Too Cold Scorpio with a painful looking top rope powerbomb. The match ends when Francine turns on the Pitbull and moons him. Oh great, here's the Hawk sensor, sorry folks. Pitbull number 1 makes an appearance to help his fellow dog. They powerbomb Francine off the top and through a table for an enormous pop. Shane Douglas still can't put the Pitbull away and he resorts to brass knuckles and he still can't keep him down. Pitbull looks superhuman here until Douglas hits the belly to belly because that's stronger than any weapon and he puts him away. What a match. Giving it an A, Jericho was eliminated first, but it was after 27 minutes, so cut him some slack. Just before we come on to the final match, just want to let you know there's also a bunch of fan cam stuff that wasn't aired on TV. RF Video seem to have the rights, so WWE don't literally have all the rights to ECW. I don't know, maybe someone could explain that one to me. There's matches against Sabu, a 30-minute time limit draw with Shane Douglas, and some matches with Mikey Whipwreck going for the tag belts. So did WWE not own that footage? Let me know down below. Obviously none of that counts for Ring of the Hawk anyway, but I just thought you should all know there were more Jericho matches, just not on TV. Match 9, final match. ECW, the Doctor is in. Is this a pay-per-view or what? If it's not a pay-per-view, why does it have a name? None of the other shows do. Chris Jericho, and the crowd chants, "You sold out" at him. So they must have known about his WCW move. And he's taken on Too Cold Scorpio. These two seem to have built up a bit of a rivalry during his short few months at the company. The fans are really behind Jericho despite telling him that he sold out. Jericho and Scorpio exchanged submissions for a very long time, including this one that I've definitely not seen before. Even Joey Styles is stumped. It's just the feeling out process anyway. They do the stupid test of strength spot again, I hate this. Punch him in the gut. They do the monkey flips again, it's pretty similar to the last match really. Jericho gets a crucifix pin but Scorpio kicks out. Jericho hits a Japanese arm drag and Scorpio bails from the ring. Scorpio enters the ring again and takes Jericho out of a kick and hits a clothesline for a 2 count. Scorpio hits another kick but Jericho fights back with a heel kick and a vertical suplex. Jericho hits a springboard body press for a 2 count. There's a surprisingly slow pace to this match. Scorpio kicks Jericho again and then he hits a T-bone suplex. He doesn't try hard with the cover so Jericho reverses it into one of his own. Scorpio is really healing it up now, so that probably explains the match tempo slowing down. Just when I say that, the pace suddenly increases. He boots Jericho again. He better hope he has dental insurance after that one. Jericho tries to hit a dive onto Scorpio on the outside, but he misses, and Jericho crashes onto the floor. Scorpio hits a buzzsaw kick to knock Jericho off the ring apron. Jericho somehow manages to get back in the ring at the last second. Scorpio then hits our guy with a massive powerbomb as he screams. Scorpio hits a basic leg drop from the top rope, but Jericho kicks out. He probably should have done some flips, it would have made it more painful. Jericho finally hits a move with a springboard dropkick, knocking Scorpio to the outside. He follows that up by hitting another one on Scorpio. How come ECW didn't have ring mats? I know they were broke, but how expensive are they? Jericho hits a bad looking tiger bomb for a 2 count. Jericho gets caught out on the top rope and Scorpio flips it around and hits a power bomb for a 2. So close. A move we haven't seen from Jericho next as he hits a running DDT, but then he misses the lion salt. He lands on his feet and hits a hurricanrana. Jericho screams at the crowd, "Are you ready?" as he goes for another tiger bomb, but Scorpio sort of flips out of it. Scorpio misses a moonsault, but Jericho connects with the top rope splash. It's only a 2. I didn't expect such a great match for his final one. Scorpio shoves Jericho off the top rope to the outside and tries to dive onto him, but Jericho kicks him. They get back in the ring and Y2J hits a lion salt on Scorpio's back. The crowd are firmly behind Jericho, but Scorpio counters his suplex attempt. This is so back and forth. Jericho catches Scorpio at the top and hits a power slam for another 2. Jericho tries to hit a spinning elbow, I think, but he misses it. I have no idea what Joey Styles says it was on commentary. You tell me.
But he missed the head up on plancha.
Scorpio finally hits the tombstone and then he puts Jericho away with a shooting star press after 20 minutes. Well, it's yet another A. And this is where we have a tough decision to make because we're out of matches. Straight up, this is the best match quality we've had on here, no doubt about it. But Ring of the Hawk is an all-rounders game. I don't think Jericho cut a single promo in ECW, and he didn't even have a finisher. He was just lacking some bits. We all know that Jericho would go on to cut great promos, but we're grading him on what we've seen here and nothing else. It's going to have to be a B. Those 9 matches were great, and they were all long as well, hence the length of this video. Well, 8 of them were. But I need a promo or a storyline to go with it. Give me a reason to care about what's happening to him. Jericho was just there having matches for no reason. Don't get me wrong, I'm definitely giving him a contract on Ring of the Hawk. He'd be stupid not to sign it and not to want to do the JOB to the HAWK any night, any day. But he isn't getting an A, and if we can't see eye to eye, I'll beat you until you cry.